What's up, guys? Jacob Ober here. Welcome to my Week 5 NFL game preview between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Both of these teams have been fairly inconsistent thus far. The Packers, obviously, with the amazing comeback against the Bears in Week 1. They blew the late lead against the Vikings and settled for a tie in Week 2. Lost to the Redskins in Week 3 on the road. Then last week they shut out the Bills at home. The Lions, on the other hand, got blown out by the Jets to open up the season on Monday Night Football. Both of these teams have had their fair share of ups and downs this season, and this is a big game for both of them. I mean, they're both looking for more consistency. They're both looking to get a leg up on their divisional rivals. This is going to be the third divisional opponent the Packers face, and it's going to be on the road as well, so it's going to be a tough challenge for them. They lost their only game on the road this season by 2 touchdowns, so obviously getting that first road victory would be big for the Packers. And, of course, for the Lions, getting a victory over the Packers, any victory over the Packers is big for the Lions. So I think the key for the Packers to win this game is going to be running the football. The Lions don't have a great running defense, and the Packers have a guy named Aaron Jones, who I would really hope they utilize, given the fact that the Packers receivers are a little banged up coming into this week. Devontae Adams and Geronimo Allison, the 2 top receivers, are both questionable, and Randall Cobb is already out. So they're going to have to be able to find other ways to move the football. Of course, Aaron Rodgers can make anybody look good, but the inexperience on from the receivers, I mean, I don't know if I trust them to make the right plays at the right time. So, Aaron Jones, you have to run Aaron Jones in this game. Mike McCarthy needs to realize that Aaron Jones is the best running back on the roster, the most talented running back on the roster, and presents the Packers with the best opportunity to win the game. Put the game in Aaron Jones' hands. Give him 20 to 25 carries, and I think the Packers win this game. With that being said, I don't really know if I trust Mike McCarthy to do that because he's been very inconsistent with his running back usage. He has put in Ty Montgomery at times before he has put in Aaron Jones, and I don't really understand that at all. I would hope that last week's performance from Aaron Jones, where he only got 12 touches but gained 84 total yards, would inspire Mike McCarthy to use him more, but I don't know. I don't know what Mike McCarthy's plan is, and I would hope that it involves a lot of Aaron Jones. But I also would hope it involves a lot of Jimmy Graham and Mercedes Lewis, 2 guys who have been virtually non-existent this year. I'm not sure if that's the result of their own performances or if they're just not being incorporated into the game plan or what. I know that Mercedes Lewis has hardly even seen the field this season for some reason, and you'd really like to see him get more playing time and get more opportunities to come in as a run blocker and maybe even as a red zone threat. Same thing with Jimmy Graham. You'd like to see him get more red zone targets. He did catch a touchdown last week, but you want to see him get more targets from Rodgers. I don't know if this is a factor of Rodgers just not wanting to throw to his tight ends or if it's actually a part of the game plan to not utilize the tight ends as much. Whatever it is, though, it's got to change. Mike McCarthy's got to realize the kind of talent he has with some of these players, and he has to be able to recognize that and play those players more often than he has been. And that's where the factor comes in. Do you trust Mike McCarthy to coach this game well? I think if Mike McCarthy coaches a good game and understands where his strengths and weaknesses are with this team, then the Packers are going to win. But do you trust him to do that? I mean, we haven't seen it at all throughout the first 4 weeks of the season. We've seen very bland play calling. We've seen him giving up on 3rd and longs. We've seen him using Ty Montgomery over Aaron Jones at times. I mean, I just don't know whether to trust him or not. And you guys saw my video about my thoughts on Mike McCarthy. I don't really trust this guy to make the right decisions at this point. So it's really going to come down to a fact of, is Mike McCarthy going to be smart in this game or dumb in this game? If he's smart, the Packers win. If he's dumb, then the game is pretty much up to whether or not Aaron Rodgers can pull another rabbit out of the hat. The good news for the Packers, though, is that their defense has been looking a lot better as of late. They had the shutout last week against the Bills, and Mike Pettin is actually a defensive coordinator who understands how to make adjustments. So, in a way, the Packers' defense could actually be their savior, and they could actually save Mike McCarthy if he ends up being dumb this week, which is kind of odd to say. I mean, we've been used to the Packers' offense saving this team time and time again, but really, I mean, if the Packers are able to get pass rush on Matt Stafford, which I hope they are able to because TJ Lang for the Lions is out this week, if they're able to get to him, they're going to make him force some bad throws and hopefully give the Packers some good field position with some turnovers. I think the Packers intercept Matt Stafford at least 2 times in this game, and I think the Packers, because of that, I think they're going to win the turnover battle, and I think they're going to end up winning this game just barely. I think they're going to come out with a 27-23 victory over the Lions. I don't think it's going to be a shootout for that matter, but I do think it's going to involve at least a little bit of offense, and hopefully Mike McCarthy game plans for this well and understands where his talent is, where the strengths and weaknesses of this team are. I even if he does screw up, I mean, this Packers team has a lot of talent, and they have Aaron Rodgers, obviously, so that gives them a slight advantage. But like I said, I mean, the Packers are going to win this game for sure if Mike McCarthy makes the right decisions. If he doesn't, if he continues to have this conservative approach on 3rd and longs, if he continues to not use Aaron Jones and not use Mercedes Lewis, and the Packers are going to have more of a challenge on their hands. But with that being said, I do think the Packers are going to win this one. I think they're going to win 27-23. Obviously, going on the road to Ford Field has not been the easiest challenge for the Packers over the years, but I do think they end up coming out with a victory in this one. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys with my reactions after the game tomorrow. Go Pack, go!